10 healthiest foods with no carbs and no sugar. You've been told to avoid sugar. You've been warned about carbs. But what if I told you there are foods so healthy, so clean, they don't just have low sugar, they have zero carbs and no sugar at all. And the best part? They're delicious, satisfying, and can actually help stabilize your blood sugar and energy. Today, I'm going to show you 10 of the healthiest foods on the planet that won't spike your insulin. And some of them might shock you. Make sure you stick around for number 1. It's the most misunderstood of them all. Let's get into it. Now, before we jump into the list, let's clear something up, because not all carbs are created equal. You see, it's not just about how much carbohydrate a food has. It's about how that food affects your blood sugar, your insulin, and ultimately, your energy, mood, and metabolism. When you eat something loaded with sugar or processed carbs, your blood sugar goes up fast. Then your body releases insulin to bring it back down. That roller coaster, that's what leads to cravings, crashes, and long-term health issues. But here's what most people don't realize. Even protein and fat can turn into sugar, sort of. Excess protein, for example, can be converted into glucose through a slow process called gluconeogenesis. Fat, it's more complicated, but part of it, the glycerol backbone, can also become glucose in small amounts. So when we talk about zero-carb foods, we're talking about foods that have no meaningful impact on your blood sugar, not just empty numbers on a label. That's why today's list isn't just about numbers. It's about foods that don't spike your glucose or insulin, keeping your energy steady and your metabolism working for you, not against you. Number 10, red meat and fish. When it comes to truly zero-carb foods, red meat and fish are at the top of the list, and for good reason. These proteins contain no sugar, no starch, and absolutely zero carbohydrates. That means they won't spike your blood sugar, won't trigger an insulin response, and won't send you into a crash and crave cycle later on. But more than just safe, they're deeply nourishing. Red meats like beef and lamb are loaded with essential nutrients like iron, B12, zinc, and creatine, all critical for brain function, energy, and muscle repair. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel add in the bonus of omega-3 fatty acids, known for supporting heart health and reducing inflammation. So while trendy diets often villainize meat, the truth is, when sourced well, it's one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. And here's something most people overlook. Protein from meat and fish is also the most bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it with maximum efficiency. Unlike plant proteins, which often come with anti-nutrients and incomplete amino acid profiles, animal proteins deliver the full package your body needs to build and repair tissue. Even better, the fat that comes naturally with these foods, like the marbling in a ribeye or the rich oils in salmon, helps slow down digestion, keeping you satisfied longer and stabilizing your energy. You're not just avoiding sugar, you're fueling your body smarter. Whether you're following keto, low-carb, or just try to eat clean, meat and fish aren't just allowed. They should be celebrated. Number 9, leafy greens. Leafy greens like spinach, lettuce, kale, arugula, and Swiss chard are often overlooked because they're light, low in calories, and not exactly Instagram-worthy. But when it comes to foods that support stable blood sugar and metabolic health, they're absolute superstars. While they do contain a tiny amount of carbohydrates, most of it is locked inside fibrous plant cells, making it extremely slow to digest and virtually impossible to cause a blood sugar spike. In fact, a cup of raw spinach has less than 1 gram of net carbs, and it brings along a wealth of nutrients like magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, and antioxidants, all crucial for regulating blood pressure, reducing inflammation, and supporting brain health. What makes leafy greens even more powerful is how they complement other foods in your diet. Their high fiber content slows the absorption of sugars when eaten alongside carbs, buffering your body from rapid spikes. Plus, they feed your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that play a role in digestion, immunity, and even mood. And here's the kicker. Leafy greens are incredibly low in energy density, meaning you can eat a lot and still keep calories and carbs down. You get volume, fiber, nutrients, and practically zero sugar. If you're looking for a way to add nutrition without adding carbs, Leafy greens are a no-brainer. They might not be flashy, but they are foundational. Number 8. Non-starchy vegetables. Non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, asparagus, bell peppers, green beans, and eggplant are some of the most blood sugar-friendly foods you can eat. While they technically contain small amounts of carbs, most of it is tied up in insoluble fiber, which slows digestion and doesn't convert to glucose in a meaningful way. These vegetables are packed with water, fiber, and essential micronutrients like potassium, folate, and vitamin C, nutrients your body needs to maintain healthy blood pressure, nerve function, and cellular repair. They also promote satiety, meaning you feel fuller longer without triggering an insulin spike. For example, a full cup of cooked cauliflower has only 3 grams of net carbs, and it's incredibly versatile. You can roast it, mash it, or even turn it into pizza crust. Another advantage of non-starchy vegetables is their role in metabolic balance. When combined with a small amount of carbs or protein, they help blunt the glycemic impact of those foods. That means fewer crashes, fewer cravings, and better long-term energy. They're also rich in plant compounds like polyphenol and flavonoids, which support detoxification, fight oxidative stress, and protect against chronic diseases. Importantly, these vegetables are extremely hard to overeat. You'd have to consume several bowls just to get a moderate amount of carbs. And because they come with 0 added sugars, they're ideal for any low-carb, ketogenic, or diabetic-friendly lifestyle. They're not just filler on the plate. They're functional medicine in disguise. Number 7. Berries. When people hear fruit, they often assume it's packed with sugar, and most of the time they're right. But berries are the exception. Fruits like raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, and even blueberries are surprisingly low in sugar and high in fiber, making them a smart choice for anyone watching their carbs. For instance, 100 grams of raspberries contain about 5 grams of net carbs, but also 7 grams of fiber, meaning they have more fiber than sugar, which is extremely rare in the fruit world. That fiber helps slow the release of glucose, keeping blood sugar levels stable and preventing insulin spikes. Berries are also loaded with antioxidants, such as anthocyanins, that fight inflammation and support brain health. What really sets berries apart is how little you need to feel satisfied. Just a small handful can add color, flavor, and powerful nutrients to your meal without sabotaging your low-carb goals. Unlike bananas or grapes, which can deliver a sugar bomb in seconds, berries work with your body, not against it. They also pair incredibly well with protein and fat. Think Greek yogurt with chia and raspberries to create balanced meals that keep you full and energized. And because they're naturally sweet but don't cause a sugar crash, berries can also help you fight off dessert cravings without reaching for processed junk. They're nature's candy, but with all the flavor and none of the guilt. Number 6. Nuts. Nuts are one of the most satisfying and nutrient-dense snack options out there. And surprisingly, many of them are also low in net carbs and sugar. Varieties like macadamias, pecans, and walnuts contain as little as 4 to 7 grams of net carbs per 100 grams. And thanks to their high levels of healthy fats, fiber, and protein, the small amount of carbohydrate they do contain is absorbed very slowly. That means they have minimal impact on blood sugar and can actually help keep insulin levels stable throughout the day. Macadamia nuts in particular are nearly perfect for keto or low-carb diets. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, low in carbs, and incredibly satisfying. But not all nuts are created equal. Almonds and peanuts, for example, are more carb-dense, with 9 to 13 grams of net carbs per 100 grams, and they also contain compounds like lectins, which are natural plant defense chemicals. While many people tolerate them just fine, others may experience digestive discomfort or inflammatory reactions when consumed in excess. Peanuts, in particular, aren't technically nuts, they're legumes, and for sensitive individuals, that can make a difference. That said, nuts as a whole remain a powerful tool in a low-carb lifestyle when eaten mindfully. They're easy to overeat, so portion control matters, but when used strategically, as toppings, snacks, or part of a balanced meal, they can deliver a ton of nutrition with very little sugar impact. Number 5. Seeds. Seeds like flax, chia, hemp, and pumpkin may be small, but they pack a serious nutritional punch, especially when it comes to maintaining low blood sugar and avoiding insulin spikes. These tiny powerhouses are very low in net carbs, often under 5 grams per 100 grams, and they're incredibly rich in fiber, healthy fats, and plant-based protein. For example, flax seeds contain only 1.6 grams of net carbs, but bring in a high dose of omega-3s and lignans, which are known for their anti-inflammatory and hormone-balancing properties. Chia seeds swell up when mixed with liquid, forming a gel that slows digestion and keeps you feeling full for hours, making them great for weight control and metabolic health. What's especially great about seeds is how versatile they are. You can sprinkle them on salads, stir them into yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or even bake with them. They help boost fiber intake effortlessly, which is essential for gut health, detoxification, and long-term insulin sensitivity. Unlike refined carbs that cause blood sugar to rise and crash, seeds release energy gradually, helping to stabilize your metabolism throughout the day. Hemp seeds are also a complete plant protein, offering all 9 essential amino acids, a rarity in the plant world. And pumpkin seeds? Not only are they tasty, but they're loaded with magnesium and zinc, 2 minerals crucial for blood sugar control and hormone balance. Seeds may be small, but in a low-carb lifestyle, they're giants. Number 4, fats and oils. If there's one group of foods that truly lives up to the label 0 carbs and 0 sugar, it's pure fats and oils. Whether it's extra virgin olive oil, butter, coconut oil, ghee, lard, or MCT oil, these are 100% fat, meaning they contain no carbohydrates, no fiber, and absolutely no sugar. That also means they have no impact on blood glucose or insulin levels. This is a big reason why healthy fats are a cornerstone of ketogenic and low-carb diets. They provide energy without triggering the hormonal chain reaction that comes from carbs. Olive oil, for example, is rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants like oleocanthal, which has anti-inflammatory effects similar to ibuprofen. But just because these fats are carb-free doesn't mean you should drown your meals in them. One of the most common mistakes people make on a low-carb diet is thinking that more fat equals more results. That's not always true. The key is to use fat strategically, to cook your food, to add flavor, or to help with satiety when transitioning off sugar-heavy meals. MCT oil, for instance, can be especially helpful during the adaptation phase, providing quick energy in the form of ketones. But if you're already fat-adapted, pouring tablespoons of butter into your coffee might just be burning dietary fat instead of body fat. Bottom line, fats and oils are safe, blood sugar neutral, and deeply nourishing, but more is not always better. Use them intentionally, and they'll work with your metabolism, not against it. Number 3, eggs. Eggs are one of the most nutrient-dense foods available and are remarkably low in carbohydrates. A whole egg contains approximately 0.6 to 0.7 grams of carbs, making it suitable for low-carb and ketogenic diets. The small amount of carbohydrate present does not significantly affect blood glucose levels. Eggs are also rich in high-quality protein, with an ideal amino acid profile that supports tissue repair and muscle maintenance. In addition, the yolk provides essential nutrients such as vitamin D, choline, selenium, and healthy fats, which are important for brain health, hormone production, and cellular function. A common misconception is that the egg white is the healthiest part due to its protein content, leading many people to discard the yolk. However, separating the yolk from the white reduces the overall nutritional value and can alter how the body processes the protein. Studies show that consuming the entire egg allows for better protein utilization, meaning more of the protein is used for building and repairing tissues rather than being converted to glucose. Furthermore, the natural combination of fat and protein in whole eggs contributes to satiety and stable energy. Therefore, consuming whole eggs in moderation is a highly effective strategy for those seeking to manage carbohydrate intake while maintaining proper nutrition. Number 2, dairy. Dairy products can be tricky when it comes to carbs and sugar. It all depends on how much fat they contain. At first glance, milk might seem innocent, but skim milk is actually very high in sugar, lactose, with up to 5 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters and nearly 70% of its calories coming from carbohydrates. In contrast, high-fat dairy like heavy cream, full-fat cheese, and butter contain very few or zero net carbs, because as the fat content increases, the proportion of sugar dramatically decreases. For example, heavy cream has less than 2 grams of carbs per 100 grams, while hard cheeses like Parmesan or cheddar often have virtually none. These high-fat dairy products also slow down digestion and help keep your appetite under control. What makes dairy especially interesting is how fat content influences its metabolic impact. While a glass of skim milk can spike your blood sugar, a few slices of cheese or a spoonful of cream won't. The natural fat and protein found in these versions slow the absorption of the small amount of lactose that remains. Plus, dairy contains important nutrients like calcium, vitamin A, and conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a fatty acid linked to improved body composition. However, portion control still matters, especially for those who are lactose sensitive or insulin resistant. If you focus on high-fat, low-carb dairy, you can enjoy the creamy richness and nutritional benefits without worrying about sugar spikes. In other words, dairy isn't the enemy. Processed low-fat versions are. Number 1. Avocado. Avocado is often mistaken for a vegetable, but it's actually a fruit and one of the healthiest, most blood sugar-friendly foods you can eat. Despite having around 8.5 grams of total carbs per 100 grams, nearly 80% of that is fiber, leaving you with only about 1.8 grams of net carbs. That's incredibly low for a fruit. It means avocados have virtually no effect on blood sugar or insulin levels. What's more, they're packed with monounsaturated fats, which support heart health, reduce inflammation, and help you stay full longer. You're not just avoiding carbs when you eat avocado, you're nourishing your body with clean, stabilizing energy. But the real magic of avocados goes beyond fat and fiber. They're rich in potassium, even more than bananas, which helps regulate blood pressure and support nerve and muscle function. They also contain magnesium and antioxidants, crucial for cellular health and metabolism. And thanks to their creamy texture and mild flavor, they're incredibly versatile. You can add them to salads, blend them into smoothies, or enjoy them as a substitute for sugary spreads. Avocados prove that not all fruits are sugar bombs, and not all fats are to be feared. In fact, when it comes to low-carb living, avocados might just be the perfect food, combining flavor, function, and metabolic power in one delicious package. Remember, just because a food is low in carbs or sugar doesn't mean it's right for you. Always talk to your doctor or a trusted health professional before making any major changes to your diet. If you found this video helpful, check out the other videos on this channel, especially the one on hidden sugar traps most people miss. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.